Hello everybody, and today we're gonna review 2017 Jetta GLI by Volkswagen, and it's gonna be my perspective, and it's my vehicle. I own this car, more like I leased this car for 2 months already. I have almost 3,000 miles on it, and I'm gonna give you my perspective on it. And it's gonna be, maybe a little bit biased by some of you, maybe you might say, but I'm a car guy, as you might think, and I chose this car out of many cars, and there are reasons why I did it, and I'm gonna mention them in my review today. And I'm gonna show you all its features, the ones that I like, the ones that I don't like, and I'm gonna talk about it. So let's go ahead. So here's the car, and it's a very good designed car. I like how it has its lines, and it looks very good design in terms of the way it's been sculpted. But I like this 18-inch wheels. They are on 225 rubber all around, and same width all around. And as we go around the vehicle, we have LED tail lights. We also have a one side dual exhaust, which I have plans for, but we'll talk about it in a later video. But in terms of the proportions, it's a very good vehicle. It's a very good in parking, a little bit dirty under this tree, but it's a very good car. I like it very much, very sporty. So I own this car already for 2 months, and I feel like that there are much better cars and much worse cars than this. So this car goes in the middle of all the class type vehicles, small or large. But this car I like this car because it's sporty, it is a little bit luxurious. I like the way it's how it sits on the road. The suspension is really good, and I like the way it drives. I also like these lights, even though they weren't optioned, the LED tail front lights, headlights, they weren't optioned with those LED and xenon lights that you would get on the 2016 GLI. But I still like this look of this car. It looks a little bit mean, at the same time it's sporty, and it has good design in terms of its body, bumpers and wheels, and I think it was very well thought of in terms of how to distinguish this from the regular Jetta. I mean, regular Jetta is pretty good as itself of a car, but this car is a little bit more, has a bigger horsepower, more horsepower, has keyless entry, as you can see. Very good interior, has a red accents here. I mean, the car, it's a sporty car. I wanted a sporty car. The difference between this and what I had before this, I had 2015 Infiniti Q40, which if you know, it's actually a very fast vehicle in terms of horsepower, in terms of speed, and in terms of sportiness. But this car is, compared to that, distinguishes itself as a more lighter counterpart. Let's start this car and put the windows down because it's very hot in here. We have very hot day today, as you can see. 79 degrees. Have automatic windows down all around, all 4 windows. Also, a navigation system is available for this car in 2017, and it was fully loaded pretty much from the get-go. You didn't have to option anything. It is as it is, and you get what you pay for. Basically it's $28,000, and I think all around package is very good. Here you can see gauges are still manual. I believe in 2018 or 19 the new GLIs will come with digital option, and you can option these out as being the digital here, and here is gonna be all digital. I like this steering wheel very much. This steering wheel has a good grips, it's a little bit thicker, and it has a flat bottom, so it's comfortable at the same time when you sit in this, but at the same time it gives you this sporty feel. You have this red stitching all around, which is really cool. You got cruise control options here. There is no adaptive cruise control, unfortunately, on this car like you can get on GTI. It's bigger brother or bigger sister, whatever you want to call it. It's this car's family relative, which is a little bit faster than this in terms of torque, and the way steering wheel feels. GTI is just more sporty than the GLI. GLI is more of a, you know, grown up, old school type of feeling vehicle. It is not too sporty, but at the same time comfortable, and also it is something that you can take long journeys in. It is not harsh of a ride. You don't get crazy jarring when you drive this vehicle, and it's really good if you get it with the DSG. As you can see here, if I cover it from the sun, this gearbox is really good. I'll be honest with you, sometimes it gets jerky when you move from the start if you're in a sport mode. Maybe that's a negative side to it, but I believe that maybe transmission needs to be worn out a little bit more, because the car doesn't even have 3,000 miles on it yet. I drive this vehicle, but I don't drive a lot, and I think in 2 months to have 2,000 is pretty low for New York, where I am right now, where I live right now. But it is very interesting the way this car is, because I always wanted to own something sporty, actually sporty, more than luxury, because I wanted to feel some sportiness, and I feel this, for my age, it is perfect vehicle. You see how nicely bolstered this vehicle is. It hugs you below, it hugs you on top, but what it is that I wish this was a little bit narrower, these bolsters, because I feel like when you drive sometimes they don't hug you as well as I would actually want to have a little bit more squeeziness. Maybe I want it to be a little bit deeper in a seat. That would be my preference, but I like everything else. I like this red accents, as reviewers call them, and very good door handles, very good quality on everything. You get harsh plastics sometimes, but I look at it as a durability thing, and I really appreciate that that it could be done differently, but at the same time I know in the long run this vehicle will last, because first of all it's Volkswagen, as I call it, the German Toyota. Maybe it's a bad comparison, but Toyota is one of the best-selling vehicles in the world, so maybe it's a compliment. Also Fender audio system, really good audio system. Like I said, I owned Infiniti Q40, so if I compared this to Infiniti, I would say that there was more deeper bass, but here you get more clearer bass, if that makes sense for those who appreciate music in a car. Also you get infotainment controls here, voice controls. You also get skip track, and you got volume on this side. Also, you can control the display from these two buttons. So if we go here, we can look at many different features and options. This is my phone, and if we go here, we can see assistance by pressing these buttons. If we go right, we see average consumption, then we see the playlist of audio, then we see navigation, then we see my phone, then we see assistance again. But what we can do here from consumption, from MFI menu, by pressing these two buttons, we can go into the consumption miles per gallon, travel time, speed warning, oil temp, miles per hour speedometer, digital speedometer, and average speed and distance, and also range is included in this menu, and it's very convenient. Like I said before, I really appreciate this speedometer and tachometer here. They give this old school vibe to this vehicle, and Volkswagens always used to have these looking tachometers, this looking speedometers and tachometers, because they have this back to the roots feeling, and I really like it. I like these red needles. On Infiniti I had them in white, so they weren't as sporty as here, and you know, these little touches give this car a good feeling. In 2017 you get this different type of steering wheel with this section here. They gave this more of a useful place to, when you want to press the horn, you can press this, and it's more comfortable to press the horn instead of just, you know, having this in the same shape as this was before. I believe in 2015 this was in a different perforated leather, I think, but in 17 and 16 this is all the same leather. Storage space in this car is good. In the back you have a storage as well. There is a plenty of room to put stuff. There are two cup holders under this middle section where you rest your hands. Also here you have a glove box, which is pretty big inside. Not as big. From 1 to 10 I would say it's 6. Compared to Infiniti it's a little bit smaller, but almost the same size. I wouldn't say smaller or bigger. I think they're about the same size from the Infiniti Q40. But as we all know, Infiniti is an older version, 2017 body with 2015 features on it. Yeah, you have a blind spot warning here, comes standard on this car. Also we have black headliner. Again, compared to my past vehicle, the headliner was white, so I kind of like how it is more sporty here. When you drive, you feel more sporty. It is certainly a feeling that you know, you're in a sports car. So that's sports vehicle, not sports car, but you know, maybe it's too big of a name for this car, but just 210 horsepower. And speaking of the horsepower, this car is rated at 210, but I believe it's more than that, because Infiniti, when I used to push it back in the day, it wasn't a slow car, it was a really fast car, but it was heavy. This car is not as fast, but at the same time it is light. So I feel like it's making more than 210 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of torque. I think it's making close to 230 and 210 or maybe 220 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, because this car is quick off the line, and this car is quick when it's accelerating in a sports mode, when you press it all the way to sport. So now we're sitting in the back, and as you can see, I fit comfortably behind me, and I have plenty of leg room sitting behind myself, and seat is almost all the way back, as you can see here by the hinges, by the rails of the seat. And as you can see, this car is very sporty. You have this pillar here, and it's far from the seat, and you get this seating position, you closer to each other, but at the same time car is big inside, and I really appreciate that. It makes me feel like, you know, like a sports car is supposed to be. And it's pretty cool how this, you know, layout was actually thought of by Volkswagen and has been done. And it's really cool how, you know, you can actually see how this car was proportioned. Very good back seats, very comfortable, not as bolstered as the front, of course, but people don't sit here a lot in the back. If you can tell by this, I'm from Georgia. This is my home place. But yeah, so you have a storage here, you have 12-volt outlet here, couple of air fresheners, and you have a storage everywhere. And this is the car that you can actually take on the long journeys. You can put coats here. You have airbags all around. It's a very safe car at the same time. Rear lights, sunroof. You can close this if you want. Very comfortable, you know, environment. And I really appreciate that I went with the choice with this car. For everything negative in terms of horsepower, maybe performance a little bit compared to my ex car, I think this car makes up for better infotainment system than in Infiniti. Past Infiniti, Q50 has a better infotainment system than the Q40, but still this infotainment system is very straightforward, and we're gonna go around all over it soon. But let's check out the trunk space, and you can see the back of this vehicle. You have speakers here of the sound system and speakers here. So it's a very good sound system as well, like I said before. Okay, so this is the trunk. You release it by pressing this button, and you have a LED license plate lights. You have a rear backup camera here, and as you can see here, you got this cargo storage things that you can arrange the way you want. And you have this cargo protection system. This will hold the water if something is spilled up to 3 inches or less. I think up to 1 inch more likely, but I don't know. So this is the trunk space. I have some things in the back here, but it's plenty of trunk space, and it's a very good amount of storage all around the car. Let's close this up. So once again, the vehicle is very interesting vehicle, and I didn't expect Volkswagen to be that good. Also, when you close the doors, you got this Volkswagen feel all around the car. Let's check out the engine. this lever here, and then you find there's a little piece here that you have to push up right under here, and then you can lift this hood up and you can take this thing here and secure it here so it holds the hood. And then you have the engine here. Now this is, as you can see, TSI, Volkswagen TSI engine that produces 210 horsepower. Like I mentioned before, it's a little bit underrated, and it has 207 pound-feet of torque, also underrated, I feel. It's just my opinion, and I think when I went to on APR website, they said in their testing that this engine produced more than the numbers said by Volkswagen. But very good quality vehicle. And you see all this, got little leaves here, as well clean them right at it, and very good quality of engineering. And I see how everything is well thought of. You have a turbo right underneath there, right behind that plate, I think, right there, almost where the exhaust is, I mean the intake pipe goes. Yeah, it's a very good layout of this engine. Looks very interesting, looks sporty, of course, for the front wheel drive car. But yeah, I mean, for what it is, really appreciate the car. Let's close this hood up. I don't know how you close, people, but I click on it and then I press down like this, and you have the red brakes here, red brake calipers, very sporty. One thing that I like about these wheels is you can clean them easily by going inside and cleaning them inside as well. So one more feature that this wheel has is when it's that big, you can clean it easily, even inside. But one thing that I think this car would be good with is a bigger rubber, perhaps thicker. Instead of having 225s on it, it would be good to have 235s. That would be better. And I think it would be nice if it was more of a vehicle that could handle corners a little bit wider, perhaps, as well, because this car is not as good in corners as the GTI, so maybe that needs the improvement. And I feel like it needs a little bit of spacers as well, here in the back and in the front, and could be something that I would do in future. So yeah, so this is my review of this car, and I hope you enjoyed it.